have you performed anywhere in America?
I performed in LA once. It was an open mic night. So
Okay, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is the first time performing in America.
Yeah! Aye.
Hello, Bay Area. What's up? How you guys going tonight?
Yeah.
Super excited to be here. My name is Michelle. I just moved here from Sydney, actually. I came to America and I was trying to find a job here. And I found one which was really cool. And everyone's like, oh wow, like was it hard to find a job in America, especially in like San Francisco? That must have been really hard, right? And I was like, it's actually pretty easy. All I did was I just carried myself with the confidence of a mediocre white man. Yeah. And people were like, wow, you seem to know what you're talking about. How high are you? So that was great. That was really good. And so I've come to America. I'm living just around the corner in San Francisco. I love San Francisco so far. It's been really good. And I've noticed that you guys have like a lot of hipsters here, right? Yeah. And I kind of have this pet peeve about hipsters because I hate when hipsters will like act like they discovered something, but really like other people have been doing it for ages. So I went to a fancy kind of like Asian fusion restaurant the other day, and the waitress came up to me and she was like, I'm just going to explain how the menu works here. All of our dishes are share plates, which means that they are designed to be shared. And I was like, lady, I'm Asian, all right? Like, I know how a share plate works. I've been bloody doing share plates for like the last 20 years, right? Jesus. So then I'm thinking like, Columbus must have been a hipster. Because he's all like, oh my god, I just discovered this really cute like hole in the wall in the East Indies. And like, they have like the most amazing share plates there. It's like So speaking of like kind of fancy hipster restaurants, I always pass this place on my way back from work, and there's always like a massive line outside this place, right? But it doesn't have any like signs on it. And I'm like, dude, what is this place? What is this place? Like every time I walk past, there's always like a massive line of people, or people are always like spilling out, they're laughing, they're having a good time. I was like, this is so annoying. Like I really want to find this place, don't know what it is, doesn't have a sign. I'm like, well, maybe it's like one of those pop-up restaurants, that hipsters have, like a secret pop-up restaurant. I was like, typical hipsters, always got to be exclusive, always got to keep things for themselves, right? And then last week, I walked past it, it was like that one day when there wasn't a line. So I was like, holy shit, I want to find out what this place is. So I ran inside, and it actually just turned out to be an Alcoholics Anonymous center.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, true story. So, like all of my friends in America are like, wow, why did you move to America? Why did you move to America? And I'm kind of like, 3 months in, I'm like, I'm not sure anymore. Like, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And like back in Sydney, America seemed super cool, and like everything seemed really advanced over there. But now that I'm here, I've been living here, I'm like, America's not even that great, Like Sydney, we've got like nice food in Sydney, we got nice beaches, we have like Medicare, which is really great. So yeah, like I brought my American friend back to Sydney with me, and he got his spleen taken out in the hospital, right? Yeah, he didn't need to do it, but it was free, so why not? And people are like, even in San Francisco, everyone's like, San Francisco is such a nice place to live, like it's such a nice city. And it's like, okay, firstly, if you work in tech and you live in San Francisco, then you don't live in San Francisco, alright? Like anybody that works at a tech giant and lives in San Francisco, that's not San Francisco, that's like Disneyland, right? Disneyland San Francisco, okay? Disneyland San Francisco, you get like 3 free meals a day, you get your laundry done, you get free gym membership, you can come in whenever you want, like that's Disneyland San Francisco. Meanwhile, the rest of us who live in real San Francisco, you know what's going down in real San Francisco? People are shitting in the bar, okay? Like, that is what's happening. They have ads that say, please do not shit in the bar. Like, seriously, you need to make ads for that? That's ridiculous. It's true. I was like, who has to make ads for this? Like, isn't that obvious that you're not supposed to do that? So there's been a lot of talk about like new kind of workout regimes and stuff like that, and like some of my friends go to Equinox and some of my friends go to Orange Theory. But what I like to do is this very high intensity interval training workout called Uber Sprint, right? Yeah. And basically what it is when you order an Uber and it says it's going to be here in 8 minutes, but actually the algorithm's all fucked up, and then you look at your phone and it says your Uber's leaving now. Right? just got here, I was reading Brotopia because I kind of wanted to like see what the underbelly of like Silicon Valley was like, right? So I was reading Brotopia, and I realized that, you know, all of these places have some real issues that they need to like work through. So if you don't know what Brotopia is this book about like Silicon Valley and like the toxic masculinity, which is like, you know, harming Silicon Valley and all this sort of stuff, right? And I was reading it and I was like, you know what, this is all true. Like I have friends that work in like all these tech companies and they're all really bro-y and they are kind of douchey, and yeah, like this is a totally true book. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, they have issues, right? Because basically what happens at tech giants is like, you know, you walk in and you're like a new recruit and then you're like, hey, do you guys have like a sexual harassment policy? And they were like, no. But we do have 76 different types of soy milk, so... okay, so we have had a lot of talk about like, well, I mean, we've had a little bit of talk about sexual assault and sexual violence and like that, but it is like ladies' night, so I felt like I should just do this joke, so whatever. Yeah. So basically, I'm getting really sick and tired of telling my friends to get home safe. See, guys, I don't know if you do this or not, but when girls go out at the end of the night, where it's like, okay, get home safe, like, message me when you get home so I know you got home safe. And I think that is useful, but I think what would be better is if guys got together and then before they went home, they said stuff like, okay, don't rape anyone on your way home tonight. Yeah. Like, message me when you get home so I know that you haven't raped anyone. Yeah. I think that would be good. I think that would be a good policy that we should put in place. Okay, so I want to lighten up. These were all my like American observations, and I want to do some stuff about like just general kind of stuff from Australia. So basically, I wanted to tell you about the best feeling in the world. You guys know what the best feeling in the world is? It's when, it was a rhetorical question, but basically the best feeling in the world is when you are with a friend and then you bump into an ex, but then someone bumps into you, and then you look really popular. Yeah, it's such a good feeling. So basically, I was with my friend one time, and we were just like grocery shopping, and then my ex bumped into me, right? I was like, ugh, so annoying. So I had to like do this small talk thing, and then while we were talking, I just hear this voice from behind me go, Michele Lim. And I turn around and it's this guy I haven't seen for like 2 years, and he's pretty good looking. He's like tall, like he's built, you know, he's like wearing nice clothes or something. He's like, oh my god, Michele, like I haven't seen you for like nearly 2 years. He's like, how are you? And I was like, I'm fine. And then he's like, how are your parents? Like, how's your family? How's your brother? And I was like, yeah, they're good. And then he was like, oh my god, Michele, you can't keep running away from me, alright? I want to see you soon. And then he just walked away. Yeah, and I was like, bye to my ex, walked on with my friend, and my friend turned to me and she was like, dude, he was cute. Who was he? And I was like, oh no, man, that's just my dentist. Like before, like you guys came in, Kay was talking about like racism in Australia and stuff like that, and if Australia is still like a kind of a racist country, and it's kind of weird because I guess it is, but also like in America, because I work at this place and I say I'm Australian, but then when people meet me, they're kind of like, oh, you're from Australia, which I think is their way of saying like, but why are you white? Because I feel like they probably think that all Australians are white, but you know, as in America, like Australia's a very multicultural country. And like I remember this one time when I was in Japan, and I was like with my friend, and we decided to go to this club, which is a super massive club in the middle of like it's in the outskirts of Tokyo, so you had to catch like a bus to get there. It took like an hour to get there. And we're on this bus and we meet these other Americans, right? So we're just like talking to them and stuff on the way to the club. We get off, we split up. My friend and I are dancing. And then like about 20 minutes later, out of the corner of my eye, I can see the guys come up to me. And he goes like, konnichiwa, watashi wa American desu, right? And I was like, dude, I know. I just spent like half an hour talking to you on the bus. I can't believe you don't remember me. I'm like, what? You think all Asian people look the same? You're terrible. Like typical Americans, fucking rude. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then he kind of looked at me for a bit. He's like, I'm sorry. I got the train here. Okay, so I've got a couple of minutes left. I'll finish on this joke. So obviously, like, online dating is a really big thing over here, as it is in Australia, and like everyone's using Tinder and Bumble and all those sorts of things. And I have this friend, Nikhil. He's like one of my best friends. He's Indian Australian, and he does not get any matches. Like, he never gets matches. And I'm like, dude, I'm not getting any matches. It's because I'm Indian, dude. It's because I'm Indian. People just look at me and they see this like stereotypical Indian guy and they don't want to match with me. And I was like, Nikhil, don't be ridiculous. It's probably your profile. Like, what does your profile say? And it says something lame, like Nikhil, 28, love my friends and family. I'm like, that's shit, Nikhil. Nobody wants to read that. So I was like, give me a profile, I'll rewrite it for you, right? So I rewrote it for him, and now it just says, Nikhil, 28, will make you come again. He's killing it on Tinder. That's my time, Michele Lim.